Hello and welcome back. What a treat we have this episode. This episode is with Katharine Blake from Mediæval Bæbes, and honestly, it was the funnest interview. We had such a laugh. It was just so fun getting to talk about all the kind of wackier stuff that the guys get up to. Yeah, they really do some interesting stuff. Taking photo shoots in graveyards, processing in the streets. Not the usual activities a usual band would be getting up to, but they do. And honestly, Katharine was such a fun person. She was just absolutely wonderful. She absolutely smashed the interview. We had a wonderful time talking. I was so sad to miss the procession though in Birmingham. I was absolutely devastated. But you've still got a chance. If you're going to go to Stoke, you've still got a chance. You can find all the tickets all over their social medias. They are really active on social media. They're putting some banging posts up, so be sure to be checking that out. And yeah, this is just a great interview. It's so fun. We had such a great time. Katharine is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, enjoy this interview with Mediæval Bæbes' Katharine. Katharine, hello. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Good morning to you.
Good morning. Oh, I'm not too bad. It's very cold today.
Is it? I just got out of the shower, so I got the central heating up full.
That is all good, and I don't blame you. Honestly, there's a frost out there. I looked outside; it was white over. I was like, "We are in December. It's happening. We're here. It's December time."
Don't I know it? Don't I know it? 15-date tour,
and I'm so excited for you.
It is thanks, darling.
It's proper Mediæval Bæbes time. This is the element that we need.
I know. Every year we do this, but this is the biggest one yet. I've been building up to it all year, haven't I?
I'm so excited for all of you. Honestly, it's going to be brilliant. I've got a few questions to ask about the music, about the tour, about shoots, everything. I'm hype. I'm ready to go. Are you ready?
So my baby, let's go.
Banging, let's go. Okay, so let's start with last year's release, MydWynter, which is absolutely fabulous. It's absolutely brilliant. I just wanted to ask about that album cover. Because I looked at it and I was like, this is so pretty, it's so beautiful, it's amazing. Were you not freezing cold? Like
we were so freezing our tits off.
So that was my first thought. I was like,
we were like, it was March, right? And we're wearing these like Victorian nighties, and there we are trying to, sex it up under a tree in the Victorian nightie, freezing.
Yeah.
If anyone thinks this is a glamorous job, forget about it.
That is the vibe I got. And then I was looking through the photos on social media. Y'all have been brilliant for that stuff. And I'm like,
thanks.
How were they not freezing cold?
Well, we were on it was and it went on all day. It was all, and it was so cold. That was the worst, coldest, one of the coldest one ever. I mean, we have done shoots and we've actually been coming out of the sea. That might have been a bit worse, but that was over quicker. This was all day, and you've got to keep the energy up, keep being fabulous. And it is tough. It's tough. It's a tough job when you're doing that sort of thing,
I mean, the payoff, we get the payoff because it looks so good. That was my first thought. I was like, it looks so beautiful, but they must be so cold. I can't leave the house without a coat, you know what I mean? So I was like, I can't relate. I appreciate that sacrifice.
Thank you very
much. That.
Talking of sacrifices, I was thinking, where can we go from the procession? We're going to have human sacrifice next year. We've got a waiting list.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's amazing. And I mean, talking of shoots, I mean, you always all look so good. And you look like you have so much fun doing it. Despite the cold, it looks so fun and it looks so enjoyable. I mean, is that how do you feel about that? Is that something you enjoy? Is that the part that you enjoy? Do you like?
Well, I've really enjoyed the photo sessions we've done this year because we have the element of fire. And sometimes you can be standing there and going, what am I doing? But if you've got fire, you've got a purpose. Do you know what I mean? And we're filming, photographing a procession. So it's great to have an activity when you're being photographed. Do you know what I mean? Because it just gives you that focus and that sort of, what do you call it? Motivation. What's my motivation? Here's my motivation. I've got a torch,
And honestly, it's amazing. And I did think as well, have you been caught out there with the torches in the forest? Has there been any onlookers of people
I'll tell you what, we were doing a video a few weeks ago, and this park warden turns up, and I thought, oh God, here we go. I mean, it was raining. You know, there was no way we were going to catch the forest on fire. It was like health and safety I think this woman, I don't know, I think she was maybe a bit bored or something, but and I had to keep her talking because we were like 5-10 minutes away from finishing the shoot. We had to get these shots. We had the torches, the track was playing, you know, the performer, it was Marie Findlay at the time, she was ready to go. So I had to just engage her in conversation and keep her talking while we could finish it. And she's going, well, you do realise that this is private land? And I said, oh, is it? And she's like, what? No, but and it's for everyone to enjoy. I'm like, well, what is it? Is it private or is it for everyone to enjoy? Yeah. I'm a person, I'm enjoying it, you know. And then I'm like, I've got to keep her talking. So I'm like, how do we apply for the retrospective permit? You know, implying that I knew that there was one. And she's like, oh, I didn't know you could. Well, see, there is one. So, because, you know, I want to get permission, but retrospectively. So I thought I just got to keep her talking. And then it's like, oh, hang on, I'll get your number. Where's my phone? Oh, hang on, I can't find. Oh, where's my glasses? You know, so by then we'd finished the shoot. Do you know what I mean?
Katharine, I appreciate your sacrifice, honestly. Yeah, I did think that. That. I was like, I bet there's been somebody walking past, some gong, and they've had something to say. I bet that's happened. Because
mind you, most people love it. They're like, oh, what's your band? Some people have heard of us, some people haven't, you know, but then they're like, the people that haven't heard of us will be like, oh, I'm going to check you out on Instagram, you know. So we're like, you know, it's actually a good bit of promo, you know, just some random punters. But then we have to have people on lookout to make sure that the dog walkers don't walk past with, like, you know, green fluorescent dog lead, because that's going to be a vibe killer. Do you know what I mean? So it's this sort of guerrilla style film. I got kicked out of Highgate Cemetery as well last year for filming Carol of the Bells. And by this point, we'd almost finished. And this guy comes up and he says, you do realise that you're doing 3 things wrong here, don't you? A, you haven't got permission, have you? I'm like, no. He's like, B, you're standing on someone's grave. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's bad, yeah. And 3, it's health and safety. You might fall off the grave. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing so many things wrong.
But I mean, it's public. It's public. And, you know, the person will be featured. You know what I mean? They'll be featured in a video. You know what I mean? Like,
we're celebrating them, aren't we? You know?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, that's it. I'd be happy to be in the grave in the Mediæval Bæbes video. You know,
I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah. I'll have to give you the coordinates. The address.
We'll give you a credit, you know, naming lights at the end of the vid.
But yeah, if I've ever gone before my time, Katharine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you everyone up, get on the case.
And I'll be like, oh, actually, what's your name? Sorry, darling.
Oh, Ross. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I'll be like, Ross said we could do it, so you know.
Yeah, honestly, you're gonna have to
sign something.
Yeah. No, you won't need no permission with me. I'm not that mean. Everyone around here is not that mean. Honestly, we're all good. No permission granted. It's been permission granted. You're all good. You can have it. And honestly, I mean, I get it and I don't get it. You know what I mean? I get what they mean, but it's still at the same time, like, it's a bit of a vibe killer, like you say. You know, it's a bit like, come on, man. You know, have a bit of fun. You know, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What harm are we actually doing, really? Think about it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It's just box ticking, you know what I mean?
It is, isn't it? You've got there's a lot of that stuff going on. As we all know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that, you know, is a total waste of time, but people have to do it. It's the thing that hangs society together a lot of the time, isn't it? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And kind of just a little bit off topic now.
Away from like guerrilla style filming. Yeah.
Yeah, away from that area.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I asked, honestly, because it's literally, it's kind of proved my own thought process. I thought I was crazy. I was like, they're going to think I'm crazy asking about this stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ask, because I need to know. Like, I need to know to see, because I felt like I was going crazy. But
don't worry, darling. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. Oh, if
I
you
got it.
are, everyone is. You know, we're all
Oh
going
yeah,
crazy. Let's face it. We should be out in the forest gathering nuts and berries and snaring rabbits, and we're
dude.
doing all this stuff on Zoom calls. It's not right, is it?
No,
We're all
it's
going
true.
mad.
It's
You know.
true. But like, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's December. You know,
Mm.
it's December. This is what people used to do. You know, they used to do that thing. You know, and yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate it, bro. Honestly. But I gotta ask about Ringa Ringa, because when I saw that, my mind blew.
that was
Honest
awesome,
to
wasn't it?
God,
Yeah, really
my
awesome. We love that
mind
one.
honestly blew.
Yeah,
Because I love Madonna and I love her remixes, and
yeah,
Orbital do some of her remixes. And when I was looking through the other day, because I'm trying to get into Orbital, because I'm
yeah.
kind of unfamiliar with them, but I'm
They're
trying to
not
get into it.
90s band. I think a lot of people that took a lot of E in the 90s are like have got
Yeah,
very fond memories. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, they've got one, they've got one of their songs is trending on TikTok right
Yeah,
now. That was what made me go to it, because I was like, you know what? I've got some vinyl with them on.
yeah.
I'm gonna delve in. And then I was looking through, I looked on their newest album, and there you guys are, and I'm like,
I
oh
know.
my God.
It
I
got
was
to number 6 in the album charts. That one, it did really well. It's a lot of people
yeah,
going, "Oh, it's a bit like a sort like they were in the 90s." It was like a return to 90s form, and
yeah.
it did really well. And we were so honoured to be on it. You know, I mean,
How did
I
that come
wasn't.
across? How
I
did that
didn't. I
happen though?
wasn't really that familiar with the band's material, but my boyfriend, they were one of his favourite bands in the 90s. So when he got in touch, he's like, "Oh, we've got to do this. This is going to be amazing," and it was really cool. You know.
Did they like just get in touch with
Yeah.
you guys and then it went from there? I was
Yeah.
wondering, I was like, what is how did they get together?
Well, I think that it was in, they wanted to do a song that was like, you know, in some way, you know, a reference to the, you know, the pandemic and the COVID and all that. And obviously, Ringa Ringa Roses, one of the theories about those words is that it was about the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
We all fall down. And there's some like scholars that said actually maybe it's not about that. But I think it's fine just to go, it might have been, and that's all quite good fun, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it gives us dark kind of context to those seemingly sweet, innocent, childish
I
lyrics.
thought that. I've
Yeah,
always thought it was about the plague. I didn't know there
yeah,
was like some speculation.
yeah.
I've always thought that.
Yeah, well, it might be. I mean, I did a whole album of nursery rhymes, Pocket Full of Posies, so I did a hell of a lot of research into it. And you've always got some smart ass going, well, it couldn't have been about the plague because this, that, and the other. I'm like, you know, let's just say it is. It's more fun that way, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
But yeah, it's such a great song. Like, it is
yeah,
literally amazing. I've had to ask about it. I mean, it's a bit out of the blue, but
yeah,
I've had to ask about it because honestly, and it just works so, so well.
yeah.
It's
And the
so
video is
pretty.
fantastic. You've seen the video? It's amazing. It's
I
got this
haven't
like
seen the video. I didn't
you've
know
got
there was
to
a
you've
video.
got to see the
I've got to get
video.
on the video. I didn't
It's
even.
like it's got these like plague doctors in it and stuff. It's really dark. It's very sort of folk horror. You'd love it.
I saw some of the promotion for it.
Yeah.
Like some of like the reels, with the plague doctors, but I didn't know there was a video. That's
There's a
amazing.
whole video, yeah. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, do people not even watch videos anymore? It's got to be just 40 seconds long these days, hasn't it? You know,
I do.
I can't sit
Honestly.
through a 3.5 minute video. You're kidding, you know.
But it's true.
Well,
It
I
is
need
true.
to see some kittens and some twerking now. Okay, enough of that.
It is true. That is true. That is true. Go on TikTok. I promise you, that's all you're gonna see.
I
That's all
know.
you're gonna see. I saw on TikTok today, this morning, a cat
Yeah,
talking like a person. Do you know
caught
how
in a
they say
person.
talking like a person?
Oh, I thought
Like,
you said a cat caught in a person, like a cat was trapped inside a person.
well, that's
How
what
did
they
that
say.
happen?
They say that them like skinwalkers. Do you know what I mean? Do you know like have you
Right.
heard of skinwalkers? That's
No,
scary.
no, I haven't. No.
Like an animal that's got a human inside, apparently. Like, I don't know whether it's like spiritually or but it's scary. It's scary.
Is this real? Or
I'm not sure. It's a bit like it's a bit
I
like the
don't think
plague
this is
thing.
real, is it? It's not
Like,
real.
it's a bit like, I don't know, some people believe in it. It's like a witch thing, you know what I mean? Some people believe in witches, some
Yeah,
people
they
believe in
do.
skinwalkers, you know what I mean? I think they're
Right,
linked. But I
right,
saw a cat talking like a person today, and I
right.
was like, that is actually terrifying. But that's what I saw on TikTok. So you're not
Yeah,
far wrong about the twerking and the kittens.
yeah,
You're not far
yeah.
wrong about that. That's what I saw today. It scared me. But we're very derailed today. We're
Yeah,
very
then this is a great. You're my first one today. I've got 14 interviews today, so
oh
it's
my
really good to
God.
start it with having a good laugh. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
it.
It's going to be a
Exactly.
long day. You
It
know.
is going to be a long day. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, this is probably. I hope this is the this is the most wacky one you'll have. But everyone else will be really professional, and they'll be really, with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
Is out talking now? Is this all going out? You're going to edit
oh,
it?
this is pre-recorded. This is
Right, yeah.
pre-recorded, so it's all
Yeah.
good. We can get the edit on. It's all good. Hello, this is Future Ross. Yeah, I was just talking about not editing, but yeah, there's an edit here. Unfortunately, we just had a little off-screen little bit here, where we just spoke off-screen, and it wouldn't really make sense putting it in. So yeah, that's why there's a little break here, and then Katharine goes on to talk about the tour. Because we have a little off-screen bit. She's like, "Oh, can I talk about the tour?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go talk about the tour." And then she talks about the tour. So that's why we jump straight back in. And there's also a little bit at the end where she tells me that she's going to sacrifice me, and we're going to shoot the video when I'm in the grave, which was hilarious. But yeah, it was kind of off-screeny, and it was kind of like, it didn't really make sense to the plot of the interview. So yeah, that happened too. So yeah, now we're going to hear about the tour. So here we go. And I promise you, I won't get into it, honestly. Aside from the Skinwalkers and the play.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna say it. Okay, so Mediæval Bæbes, we're delighted to be playing Stoke Minster again. It's one of our favourite places to play. We always get such a warm welcome there. And the show starts at 7:30, but we are going to be doing an amazing procession, a torchlit procession with real fire. And if you'd like to join us for that prior to the show, we're going to be meeting at 6:55 p.m. at the resting place of Josiah Wedgwood. So the grave of Josiah Wedgwood, which is quite close to the cathedral. Just look it up on Google Maps, meet us there, and join us in a glorious procession to celebrate Christmas.
And Katharine, a lot of my listeners are in Birmingham as well. Are you coming near Birmingham?
Yes, I'm going to do that one for that. Okay, we are going to be playing St Martin's in the Bullring. Mediæval Bæbes are playing St Martin's in the Bullring on the 4th of December. We're going to be processing inside the church for this one because it was okay. The problem is you've got some fucking people who don't want us to process. It's only Birmingham. They're not going to let us do it because they don't own the land. And I'd have to apply all the permits to people. And I was just like, fuck it. So anyway, I'm going to do this one again. So we're going to be Mediæval Bæbes are going to be playing Birmingham, St Martin in the Bullring on the 4th of December. The show starts at 7:30. Doors open at 7 o'clock. We're going to be processing inside the building. And we really hope you can join us. It's the first day of our tour. And we're going to have a fantastic evening. So see you there.
Katharine, that is amazing. Honestly, that's amazing. You slayed that. Everyone's going to love that. And I'm so excited for you to be getting it on. What can we expect from the night? No proper spoilers, but how would it go? What is a procession for those who don't know?
You know what? Everyone knows what a procession is. Come on. There must be some processions on TikTok,
The cats are in the way of the processions on TikTok.
Yeah, people twerking in procession,
Yeah. People twerking in it. Yeah, that's how they go.
A procession, it's a very ancient, people have been processing, since the dawn of time. It's to mark special occasions. If you can get some flaming torches, some drums, then that's obviously going to make things a bit more dramatic. And we did our first procession 2 years ago actually to celebrate the winter solstice up the road from a church in London, and it was actually in the middle of the Omicron outbreak, and it was quite a weird time. But people were allowed to hang out outdoors, weren't they? So this is something we can do outside that is fun and brings people together, the shortest day of the year. And if we didn't have Christmas, we'd invent something else, wouldn't we? Because we need something to sort of cheer us up in those winter months. So but what we did that night, we didn't realise it was going to be the start of something big. And 2 years later, we were going to be doing a whole tour called The Procession.
It's so exciting.
And here we are.
Honestly, it's so exciting. And I'm so excited for you guys. I think you're going to love it. I think we're going to love it. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Darling.
I'm going to wrap up now because I know you've got a very busy day and I know that it's going to be a very long day.
It's going to be a long day, but I'm hitting the ground running.
Yeah, you've got to hit the ground running. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you with one last question. And this one is for you. It's kind of personal. It's a little bit of a tough question. and it doesn't really have to be about Mediæval Bæbes if you didn't want it to. It's
Okay.
about you.
About me. Okay.
What would you say is your proudest moment so far?
Oh,
We're getting deep now.
well, I'll have to talk about my children, won't I? You know. I don't know. Giving birth. There you go. Giving birth.
Brilliant.
I mean, it doesn't get much. You don't feel much more proud. There's not much. You know, that's about as proud as I think a human being can feel. You know, if you manage to actually create a baby in your tummy.
And Katharine,
There you go.
That's my favourite answer. Honestly, I've only had, I don't even, it must be about 1 or 2 other people who've said that. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it when they do, because it warms my heart. Because
It got me off the hook as well, didn't it? You know.
You're covered now, Katharine. You're all good.
Yeah.
You've passed the interview.
Nice one, darling. Lovely to chat to you. Have a great day, all right?